Hey guys, this is Paul, and in this first episode of the Phatburn podcast, Real Results with Real People, I interview Philippe da Silva. And what I want you to take away from this episode is the one realization he has, which turns out to be the actual thing he cares about to get him a result. And it may not be what you think. So in each podcast moving forward, we will uncover what trick, tool, or habit each person uses to get their result. And this one comes out somewhere after the 10-minute mark. So pay attention, listen to what Philippe realizes is important to him, and you can use the same thing in your life as well. All right? Enjoy.
Places, please. The dance is about to begin.
I must break you.
Shake it back! Does that feel good?
My chocolate! My beautiful chocolate!
Absolutely.
Yo, Adrian! Adrian!
All right, guys, this is the Phatburn podcast, episode 1, Real Results with Real People. I'm here today with Philippe da Silva.
How you doing, everybody?
He won the Phatburn Challenge in January, and we are going to try to find out the habits that Philippe had during the month that got him such great results. And just a little full disclosure, we don't know what the hell we're doing because it's the first time I'm doing this, and it's his first time on a podcast, and that'll probably come through, but at least we're letting you guys know. So let's begin. Philippe, why don't you first just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
How you doing, everybody? My name is Philippe da Silva. Born and raised in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Moved up to Connecticut because my wife lives up here, and joined Phatburn because I had a few friends that were at Phatburn and saw great results that they were having, and I was like, I'll give it a try also.
Cool. When did you join Phatburn again?
I decided to join in December of 2017.
December, and I did your consultation, I remember.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So you actually started in White Plains, then switched over to Connecticut.
Yeah, I was thinking that my trip up to Connecticut, it was easier for me to stop in White Plains, but...
So what was the reason when you joined in the beginning? Why did you come?
I wanted to see results. I actually got off of my my routine of working out for probably around a year. I gained a bunch of weight, and I knew some people that were doing Phatburn, and they seemed that they loved it, and I was like, I'll give it a try.
Okay, and you're comfortable sharing like numbers and what your results are with everybody?
Absolutely.
So,
I'm an open book.
So in December, where were you at?
I started December probably around like 213. One of my worst. I was in probably the worst shape, probably in a long time. Just didn't like the way I appeared, and just my overall appearance, and no motivation, no energy to do anything, and I heard the classes were great, so I decided to give it a try.
So 213, and like, what were your expectations? What did you think was going to happen here? What do you want to get down to?
So I wanted to get down. So realistically, I wanted to get down to probably like 185. Mm-hmm. But it was throughout obviously a long period of time. I knew I had to really push myself to get there.
Cool. And then, so after, let's give people some context right now. So after our January challenge, which really ended at the end of February almost, right? Or the middle of February, you were at 192.
I ended up at 192. I started a challenge at 205, 206, somewhere around there, I think.
Gotcha.
Oh, no, it probably was a little higher than that. I'm not exactly sure. Okay. But I ended up at 192. Lost a bunch of weight and also body fat.
Do you remember your body fat percentages, what they were?
I think I went down, body fat, I think I went down around like 6%, and I gained 3% muscle mass.
3% of your muscle mass, right? Skeletal muscle mass, perfect.
Muscle
so skeletal muscle mass for you guys is the weight of your skeleton plus your muscle plus the water inside your muscle. It's one of the metrics we track here on our body compositions. So from what I remember, correct me if I'm right or wrong, you started Phatburn, right? But weren't having great success or fast results yet.
So
until the challenge started, right?
Yeah. So I started around right before like all like the holidays were about to hit, and I was like, I wanted to give it a try. So I gave it a try. I wasn't going at it full full
Full
throttle.
bore?
Yeah, exactly. And January came around, and I wasn't going to do the challenge. My team was with Adriana, Trish, and Chrissy. And we weren't going to do it, and then Chrissy was like, I think it was Chrissy or Trish, they were like, fuck it, let's try it. And our name...
That's the name.
Yeah, that's the name. It was our name, we decided to say fuck it, because we were like, let's just try it.
Yeah.
And see where we get. And we ended up winning it all.
Yeah, exactly. So Philippe's team won first place overall by a hair over White Plains. And that brings us to the point of what I think everybody is interested in now. Or what I'm interested in now as well, because I'm really curious all the time of what actually gets people a result. It's something that's so interesting to me. It's one of the reasons we started Phatburn, just because I think when it comes to working out and nutrition, everybody always thinks it's like a tedious science that you have to figure out. When a lot of times it might just be changing little simple things that lead to a more tangible result than having to eat specific foods all the time. Right. So when you started Phatburn and started working out here and you were seeing slow results, what is it that triggered, or what did you actually change during the January challenge that got your body to react so well to lose 6% body fat and it looks like almost 15 pounds in 1 month?
Yeah, so it was a lot to do with eating right, and getting your mind and my mind right. Keeping with the regimen that you guys told us to do. You guys gave us a list of things to follow. Pretty much, you told us to eat. My group was, I think I was a level 4, where I was able to eat 4 times a day. And the amount of energy that I got from eating 4 times a day and eating right, as following the amount of portions that I was supposed to do, that really gave me the energy to work hard in class.
But here's really what's interesting to me. We told you to eat right when you started.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what was it that... Because level 4, the way we tell you to eat is not too much different during maintenance phase or when you start versus when the actual challenge happened, right? So what was the deciding factor that made you say, I guess... You said a couple things. You said eating right and getting your mind right?
Right.
So let's just stick to one at a time. So the eating right... Are you saying that actually started when the challenge started and you weren't eating right at all before that? Or what actually changed?
Yeah, so so I gave myself the New Year's resolution where I was like, I'm going to follow the step-by-step procedure you guys told us to follow, right? They told me I was a level 4, so I was measuring my food, not to the extent of when I was doing the challenge, but just getting the idea of what it would entail to actually get to the results that I wanted to do. To get, and pretty much, I started slowly, eating like 4 times a day, trying to get the right amount of portions in, and eating, eating bad once a week, not bad, but just letting go once a week.
Yeah,
and drinking a lot of water. Drink the water.
This is during the challenge or before the challenge?
This is before the challenge.
So, right, so I gotcha.
Yeah, this is before the challenge. Just seeing what it would entail on the weekends. When I think there was a 2-week period before the challenge started after the New Year. Yeah. So the weekends really got to me. It was like, I would do really well during the week, and then on the weekends it would be like I would fall off. Okay. And then drinking the right amount of water. Drinking water really. Getting to the point where you wanted to be during the challenge.
Which is what? Drinking how much water? What were you aiming for?
I was trying to drink about 100 ounces a day.
Okay. So your lead up to the challenge, you were almost testing yourself a little.
To see how could I push myself to actually get to the right amount of food and water, and then seeing if I can do that for a full month.
Gotcha. So this was before you decided to do the challenge?
Yeah, this was like just to see if I could do it,
Gotcha.
And then, I think the girls kind of pushed us to actually get into his team. Mm-hmm. And it was a wrap. From there, we started really pushing ourselves to actually follow the steps to get the results that we needed.
So did anything change from your 2-week trial on your own to when the challenge actually started, or was it just a continuation of that?
I think it was just a continuation of following through what I told myself I needed to get to. And then the challenge started, and then we really focused on doing it right, getting what we needed to get done. And as soon as we started doing the challenge, after the first week, I really did see some big results. Mm-hmm. And it was because of that.
That's awesome. There's snag number one. So I keep hearing you say "we" a lot. Like, we decided to focus and we did it. So what do you mean by that?
It really was a team effort. It was me and my teammates. The way that you guys decided to do the challenge as a group or as a team, and then compete against other teams, and that really pushed us to get to where we wanted to get to. Like, we really made each other accountable, like you guys told us to. We made each other accountable to eating right, to pushing ourselves in class, trying to get everything that we could get in, and pushing ourselves to the limit.
All right. So what I'm getting out of this so far is you did a 2-week trial run almost to see if you could do the challenge.
Yeah, right? I would say I mean, I guess before the new year, it was more of like a 2-week trial run, because the month before really wasn't that.
And then you got pushed into the challenge by your team for the most part, which was a good thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And then it seems like for that, it was just really helping you adhere and stick to the actual plan, which then just worked wonders for you, right?
Yeah.
And then the third thing you said was your mind. So was that the 2-week period prior, or what do you mean by your mind?
Yeah, it was just. So I was always an athlete throughout my high school and somewhat my college career. My college, the time that I was in college. When you went to college?
Yeah. Where'd you go to college?
Quinnipiac University.
Nice.
And I played soccer throughout my whole life. I played soccer in a league that after college, and just for fun, and I always kept in somewhat shape, just pushing myself to run and doing some type of pull-ups or push-ups or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I got to a point where I kind of let myself go. My body, I found out. I didn't find out. I knew that if I stop working out, my body just kind of shuts down, and I gain weight through that. So, getting my mind into, and I've done diets where I don't eat not normal food, but like it's just like I was on this diet called MetaFast for I did it like 3 or 4 times. I get results, but after getting the results, my body just goes right back to where it was before.
Gotcha.
So I know I could push myself for a month and getting the results that I really needed to get. So getting my mind right, knowing that I have to do these, just knowing what I have to do to get to my goals.
Right, and you think now you know what you have to do? And you don't have to BS because it's Phatburn. You don't have to say that.
No, I know.
Because let's go full disclosure now. Because now you did gain a bunch of the weight back, right? After the challenge?
I did.
So let's go the full circle to where we are today. You started at 213. You were at 205 pre-challenge. 205
pre-challenge.
From 205 to 192, and now you're back to 203.
203, yeah.
So that actually sounds quite what you just described happened in Medifast almost.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I was about to say the same thing. Like after the challenge, I was really after the clash. I thought I was going to be, right back into it, and I went away.
Where'd you go? Oh, you went on vacation.
I went on vacation. I went on a golf trip with my buddies.
Right after the challenge.
Right as the challenge was finishing up.
Yeah.
And I went away, and then I was really good for the following 2 weeks, and then there was stuff that outside of the gym. I was trying to buy a house. My work kind of got really busy, so life kind of got in the way of really pushing myself to where I wanted to get to.
Dude, I totally get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it. So check this out. So I just was away last weekend, right? I went to Key West with my friends for my bachelor party, actually.
Oh, nice.
And felt like I got kind of sick. So I haven't worked out in a week, and we're looking at houses right now too. So it's like the same exact situation. But so I feel exactly what you feel. I'm just like, I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna start the next day.
That's what I keep on telling myself.
So here's my opinion. Here's what I see playing into you because I've seen this an often amount of times. So we do not care about ourselves as much as we care about other people. Right? So you may have done, this is me posturing right now, you may have done so awesome in the challenge because you didn't want to let Christy, Andrina, and Trish down, and then as soon as you got let off that hook, especially since you went on vacation, since getting back from vacation in and of itself is hard to get back involved, you're just like, oh, now I just have to answer to me. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And then you just start going back into your same routine.
Pretty much what it was.
So here's the funny thing, which might be the point of this whole first episode, right? To you, working out, nutrition, all that crap may not even be the key that you need. You just may need to not let somebody down, and you'll be in great shape the rest of your life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's my point. That's what's funny about when I say, like, uncovering the real value. Yeah. Because you did Medifast and it works, right?
Yeah.
So you did Phatburn, and I think Phatburn's great too.
It is. It's great, but it's because I've always been on. I was a goalie. And I always relied on the team, right? You never want to let your team down,
right?
So that was a big part of me getting, the results. I did not want to let my team down.
Right.
I wanted to get to, towards the end of the challenge where we were trying to we saw we were like at the top. That's when you really when you're trying to win something. That really pushes you,
right?
And when you get to that point, and you win, and you're like, oh, it's just like you just be like, all right, I won this. Like that's no biggie. Now I can relax and just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And I got to that point, and I just started gaining weight. And granted, like I did, my life did get pretty busy with just like we were trying to buy a house that. We found a house. We really got into it.
Nice.
It's a lot.
Where'd you find a house?
It's in Stanford.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We found a house.
Congrats.
It's awesome. Thanks. My wife's pregnant also.
Congratulations.
So we're having a baby.
Your first baby?
Our first baby.
Oh, very nice.
So we're buying a house.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, we're buying a house. We're having a baby. Work.
So you just got your team, bro. That's your team.
That's pretty much it.
Your house is your locker room. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but I think if we can find something for you, I think we found the golden ticket for you. You were an athlete.
Yeah.
You liked being on a team. You loved being on a team in the challenge.
Yeah, it was great.
Medifast you did on your own, came right back. You just did a team, got great results, and now you're giving it all back because you're on your own and busy. Like legitimately busy.
It was a combination of the two things.
Right, but we're always going to be busy.
Right,
so that's always going to happen. And now that you have a kid, you're going to be busier. Right? I have an 8-month-old, so I get that.
You know what I'm talking about.
For sure. And who I understand now why kids are jacked because they just get up so many times. He's 8 months now. He probably does like 1,000 crunches a day just trying to get up. He just gets up. He falls and gets up. It's like crunch every time.
Their arms must be jacked too, right?
Yeah, well, their stomachs. You know how like when you hold a baby up and they're just in that straight plank position. But I think if we can find something that is important enough to you that will help you maintain that level of not wanting to let somebody else down, and I don't know the answer right now, but I think that might be a good thing to help sustain you. Because you do want to still be fit and in shape for your wife and your kid and for yourself, ultimately, at the end.
For myself, first of all, because your appearance, you don't want to look like a slouch out there.
It affects a lot of things.
Yeah, it affects. You get to a point where you just don't look good. You don't feel good. You don't look good, and you just feel like
If you don't look good, we don't look good.
Right.
That's somebody else's slide. It's like Vidal Sassoon or something like that, right? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea.
I think Vidal Sassoon was like a hair product. It was like, if you don't look good, we don't look good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was that like...
Works for us too. It was like in the 80s. How old are you?
35.
39.
About to lie.
Maybe it was 2 years before.
Yeah.
So there's two things that come to mind, but I'll brainstorm a little bit on this for you. There's one called, I think it's called Gym Bet or Gym Path. There's an app where you can actually put in money in a pool against other people. And then if you don't do, the people who do what they say they're going to do get paid by the people who don't.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll find. It's Gym Pact.
Gym Pact.
Yeah, Gym PACT. So that's one where you're actually putting up money. Tim Ferriss, actually, who has a hugely successful podcast, said if you ever want to open up the most successful in the gym membership, you should charge people double their membership dues, and then if they don't show up, as they show up, you give them their money back for the other half to actually make you want to come. That's number 2. And another interesting one I heard is you pledge almost a donation to your anti-charity, right? So it would almost be like, I am going to donate $300, and you're giving that money to Phatburn, and no matter what, it's going to be sent off to the Ku Klux Klan if you don't come 15 times this month, which is going to make your ass get here 15 times,
definitely.
right? So cool ideas like that just hold you to the fire might, simulate what you were doing in the challenge and just give you that psyche to get your ass in here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I think what we just uncovered for you, or maybe you already knew it, is that's all you need.
Yeah,
right?
that, and just sometimes just being lazy sometimes too.
Being lazy, but that's always going to happen.
That's always going to happen.
So you're always going to be busy. You're always going to be lazy sometimes. Right. But you still always want to be in shape.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. Where are we at here? We're at 20 minutes. How you feeling?
I feel good.
I think 20 minutes is a good time to start wrapping it up. Do you have any questions for me? How about that?
What keeps you motivated?
So what keeps me motivated? So I have a difference of what keeps me motivated now. What used to keep me motivated was I ran track in college, and I was an athlete in high school, so I used to train for competition. And then once I got out of that, I really just wanted to look good because I wanted to get girls. Right?
That's a big.
And then after that, and that lasted a long time too, just being single and having girlfriends and all that, and just wanting to be in shape because I always felt good and it was so routine for me all the time.
Right.
And then after Phatburn, which has been 6 years now, really it keeps me motivated to just be an example for Phatburn. And I can't just become a fat shit and run a fitness company. So, being somewhat the face of this and walking the walk is a huge value to me. And I preach that to the team here. So just being kind of in the game of what you guys do and knowing what it feels like and being in shape is the whole point of this process.
Right.
That's what motivates me. Yeah,
nice.
But it also motivates me seeing you guys get through this and figuring out something.
I bet that does. It gives you kind of like an accomplishment, not accomplishment. What I'm trying to find the right word.
I feel satisfied when we figure out something like we just figured out now, and I'll say we brainstorm on something cool that'll get you motivated to come, and other people can use that too. So maybe somebody just making a bet with his buddy, or a couple girls making a group bet, and it gets them into the gym because they listen to this. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's satisfying.
And also coming to class. So I would come to the 7:45 class, and when you don't come for a while, I feel like you let the trainer also down, and then you're like, shit. When I show up, they're gonna be like, where have you been?
Guilt is a huge motivator, and there's a huge guilt aspect in these challenges. Yeah, if you're letting your team down,
right? Team and the trainers also, like the trainers, they definitely are out there pushing you to do well during all the classes and stuff like that. So the trainers are definitely a big effect. They have a big effect on the people out there that are trying to lose weight.
Totally. I mean, they're the ones in there every day with you guys.
Right, exactly.
Sweating it out.
Yeah.
So I feel like we got some good stuff dug up here.
I do too.
I think this will be on a blog post or something like that, so you guys can go ahead and leave your comments and let us know if you think of anything that you think would motivate you kind of in the competition or guilt sphere, or anything that will kind of get your butt to the gym without having to think it has to be about nutrition or working out all the time. That'd be an interesting conversation to have.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll come back maybe on the next episode, and I'll say what I came up with for Philippe over here to motivate his ass in between all this stuff.
Hopefully this pushes me to get back into the gym now.
Hopefully it will. Well, I'll think of something.
Not hopefully, it will.
Or else you're gonna die. But all right, that's episode number 1. Thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate it, and we will see you guys on the flip side. Maybe that'll be my tagline, which doesn't make it.